Good morning. Where are we at? We're in Fingerland and EDGS in Germany. And I'm testing the simHeaven Pro demo in my Pimax Dream Air Lighthouse Edition. I was kind of hoping I was going to be able to at least get one stream in before I leave for Flight Sim Expo. And looks like I pulled that off, but took me a week to figure out how to... Good morning, Ralph. How are you doing? Took me a week to finally be able to reliably do all the steps correctly, where either X-Plane didn't complain or SteamVR didn't complain. Took me quite a week to do that. So I did a couple of test flights on this particular flight, and everything looked pretty good, but don't think I actually was recording, so I wasn't using OBS Studio. So this is what I'm presented with. So basically, my VRAM, I'm using 27 gigs of my 32. So actually, it's only 31.4. So I'm kind of close to the edge here. So not so sure how this is going to work out. And what I don't know is, and I've found this, sometimes I could basically look at this, set down SteamVR, and go through all the steps to get everything running that I've got running, and I would be maybe 23, 24, 25 gigabytes. It will change. Howdy. And so I found that is not consistent. How much VRAM is used doesn't seem to be consistent. And certainly with the Dream Air, I don't have enough experience, because basically until I think it was Thursday, I could never get all the tools that I want to use in VR to stream. I could never get X-Plane up and running. Something would happen. I'd get an error from X-Plane, an error from Steam. So, sounds good. Enjoy the views. Maybe. So I'm kind of presented with that. So we're going to certainly try to do the flight, and we'll kind of go from there. So, yeah, and I can kind of tell. Like right now, when I'm kind of looking at my FPS VR, I can see it's kind of jumping a little bit. That is a sign that things are not as good as they have been. So, alrighty, let me just get the plane started here. Well, that was a pretty good guess. I tried to have the plane at about 1,000 RPM, and it was exactly at 1,000. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to move my head back and forth. Sorry for the view. I don't see any real jumping, so that's good. So let me put in my flight plan. Alrighty, so I got a flight plan in, and so got to get tower in here. 120380. 120. 380. Oh yeah, that's way better. I redid my my manipulators. I have them sped up a lot from default. So this feels way better. It's gonna take me a little while, but I'll be okay. So when you get them sped up, you have to kind of make sure, are they too fast? So in other words, can I easily go? And I easily can do that. Alrighty. That looks like I already had it set in. Let me go down. I want to put ATIS in. What's ATIS? 128705. 128705. Over here.
Niner. QNH1015. Transition level 60. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Aircraft towing operations underway near freight area. Expect minor delays. Advise on initial contact. You have information India. See Gerland Airport, information India. 1420 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 13. Wind 170 at 8.
Oh,
Cab
good.
OK. Temperature 17, dew point 9er. QNH 1015. Transition level 60. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Aircraft towing operations underway near freight area. Expect minor delays. Advise on initial contact. You have information India. See Gerland Airport, information India. 1420 Zulu.
I missed the said 13, I think. Oops. I can put that at 3. Grab the wrong knob. 15, 12, 13. Alrighty, let's see. Pop you back up here, turn you off. So we're on tower. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request taxi to runway 13.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 13, taxi via Golf Delta, hold short of runway 22. And have you got information India?
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf with information India. Taxi to runway 13 via Golf Delta. Hold short runway 22. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. Whoops. Get over there, Bill. Let's see. I think I need to go this way. Yeah, I can feel it jumping. Oh well. What I also don't know is it real weather? Could be that, because I'm running real weather, so would be part of it. What kind of line we got here?
Approaching runway 13.
I did not see any place to hold short on runway 22. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready for departure, runway 13.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 13, winds 170 at 8, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 13, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Not happy at all. Whoops, I forgot something. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Alrighty, let's see if I can... We're in a rainstorm, I love it. Yep, not the way I wanted to go. Let's go this way. I was trying to catch it at about 3,500. I'm about 100, about 180 too high. What I'm really trying to do is get it level right here. And while I turn to get it to get onto the flight path. I want to get on the autopilot so I can kind of observe what I'm seeing. So 3,500 will work. Well, let's dial this to 35. So I'll be a little bit.
Approaching runway 31. Caution! Caution!
Hopefully I'm not close to a runway. All right. Yeah, we're coming pretty close. So it's trying for like 2,300 for RPM and 3,500 for elevation. So I can kind of do some observing here. So. Alrighty, I think we're close enough. And throw autopilot on. Autopilot. Now. Flight director. Didn't really want to do altitude. Do vertical speed. Goes down. Pull back throttle a little bit. There we go. Alrighty, so this is what we got. This is a map. So, using 27.4 of my DRAM, frames are like way too high. GPU frame time is way too high. And it's kind of a jittery mess. So, not sure how well this is coming over on the screen, but yeah, when I turn my head very quickly, and it kind of going, yeah, it's jittering like gangbusters. So what am I gonna do? See if I can kind of figure out what's going on. What do you think? Is it real weather? I knew they've been having trouble with it, so at the very least I can try that. I mean, I can do that right now while I'm flying. Whoops. Need to get me some more power here. We got 3,500? Yeah, we did. Okay, good. For some people, yes. I won't say I'm completely immune, but I'm pretty close. Yeah, because this is what goes on. So when you turn your head, the image can't keep up. And when you see GPU frame times that high, up over 30, that's why the bar's red. Yes, but it's kind of like, so I'm just trying to figure, like I said, this is my very first stream with this headset. I've done some flight, but I wasn't streaming. And what I've experienced is OBS Studio will take about 2 or 3 milliseconds. So in other words, instead of 32, if I turned OBS off, it would be about 29. That won't help. As bad as this is, that will not help. So, so what I can do is let me go Let's go do this. Let's change weather. Let's go clear, customize, VFR scattered. Let's see what this does. What do you think? Real weather makes a difference? Can you believe it makes that big a difference? I'm surprised. I am absolutely surprised it made that big a difference. That's 12 or 13 GPU frame time milliseconds. 12 or 13. Yeah. But it's why I intentionally picked VFR scatter. So the clouds aren't as overcast as they were with real weather. I think it's more than that. I think it's more than just the clouds. I think it is the whole process of downloading real weather and shoving it into the sim. I think that's much more intensive than maybe I wanted to believe, but I just proved it to myself. The VRAM used didn't change. It's about the same. The smoothness in this cockpit changed dramatically. So, glad I did the flight. Glad I did the flight. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oops. Alrighty. I feel a lot better now. Yeah, and that's the difference between basically running out of time. And that's basically what it was, is that the time that it took to make a frame at around 30 or 32 seconds was too long to keep up with movement of my head. So now, that is completely smooth. There is not a jump in it. Got to turn the map on. There we go. All right. So we got a big long flight here. Hey, what's up? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing better now than I was when I started this stream. That was a mess. So, as long as I got some time here, how much time I got? 23 minutes, okay. 23 minutes to the next airport. Since I'm one of the fortunate ones that has a big screen beyond 2E and a Pimax Dream Air Lighthouse Edition, I can certainly, and use it in X-Plane, I can certainly speak to the issue. Differences. The big screen beyond 2E as a VR streamer is so much easier to get running. Basically, all I have to do for my big screen beyond 2E is basically turn on the 2 USB ports for it, fire up X-Plane, say VR, enable VR hardware, and I am done. Steam VR starts up. That was the glitch there. Steam VR starts up, base station start up, all automatically. That's all I had to do was just enable Steam VR. On the other hand, for my Pimax Dream Air, Let's see, what are the steps? I've got them pretty well memorized now. I have to basically turn on the power for the Dream Air, and then enable the one USB plug, turn that on, manually start my base station using my phone, and then start up Pimax Play. Once that is all up and running, then I can turn on my VR controllers and see that the VR controllers and the base stations are found in Pimax Play. Make sure I don't miss anything here. Yeah, I think that's it. Then I can start up X-Plane. So get X-Plane all the way up and running in 2D. From the cockpit in 2D, then I basically go into the settings page and enable VR. At that point in time, then that will start up Steam VR, and I'll see my my VR controllers in the base station. Because I stream, I use OVR Toolkit and FPS VR. So I start up. I used to have these automatically start. It was not playing nice with my Dream Air. So at that point in time, then I start up OVR Toolkit and wait until it is completely started, and then I start up FPS VR. At that point, I can get into VR and enjoy X-Plane. That is the difference. It is tremendously different. Quite frankly, before Thursday, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to stream my Dream Air. I couldn't find a set of rules to follow that would actually make it work. I had all kinds of errors, both errors in X-Plane. I mean, I've got like, I didn't send any of these to X-Plane. I've got a whole raft of, it would never automatically send the report. It would never automatically do it, but it did save the dump files. It saved them, but I was like, no, I'm not going to send them to X-Plane because what I'm doing is wrong, because it doesn't work. Especially, and I was just waiting. So I waited until I actually got it to work, and then it was like, yeah, there's no sense in sending them. Don't have them spend their time trying to figure out why that happened when you were doing something basically incorrectly, the best I can tell. So that's kind of what I did. So it was Thursday. So I got my headset, not last Thursday, the Thursday before. So it took me a whole week of trying all kinds of things to finally get it where this stuff, my chat window, my force feedback stuff, SayIntentions, all are in the cockpit with me, and I can stream. But it took me a week to get there. But in the big scheme of things, a week isn't bad, But I'm so glad that I actually was able to. Before I leave, I'm going to leave next Wednesday to head out to St. Paul, and I was glad that I was able to actually get a stream in using my new headset, and that's why when I started it up, I looked. So did you settle down any? No. So this being high, it's orange, yes, not red, but gotta figure out what's consuming all that. What I have found is if I do a recording, it's basically the same as streaming as far as resources used. And so I'm gonna have to play around, certainly not until I get that. I'm gonna have to play around and figure out, is that gonna be normal for me? And I'm kind of curious how different it is with my big screen beyond. I don't think it's that high. That seems pretty high for me. But the funny part is that has no impact over this. That's kind of crazy. See, that's climbing up a little bit. So what's going on is, and I can feel it. So what it is all this scenery. We look here, we have more scenery, so that's part of what's going on. So. But it's still not bad. It's still not, it's acceptable to me anyhow. Okay. So the differences between the big screen beyond and the Dream Air. The big screen beyond, when I look out across, yeah. So I'm using the demo of X World with the provided ortho. So what they provided, I think 2 ortho tiles for the demo. So that's why I'm flying here too. It's for that reason. So so one thing that the Dream Air, definitely, the colors down here are more vibrant in this headset for sure. More vibrant than my my big screen beyond. There's no doubt that's true. But what I also see is when I look out over here, kind of looking out towards those tall buildings, and I kind of like look at this, not the stuff close, but the stuff out further out. I see shimmering a lot. And in my big screen beyond, I don't see that. Or let me rephrase that. It is much reduced in the big screen beyond. And quite frankly, I'm running them at, let me look what I'm running here. So I'm running them pretty close. So that's about 38 by 31 or something like that. My big screen beyond, I run it at 3560 by 3560. And so, got a couple of jumps right there. So that's kind of interesting, you know. But in the big screen beyond, the colors aren't as vibrant. The colors are good, but they're just not as vivid or vibrant. And and the other thing is that this headset is sharp. My big screen beyond is pretty good because I like to fly G1000 cockpit. So how do you judge how good a cockpit is? How good your headset is rendering a G1000? So can I glance over here and see that that's 1411, 1410? Can I just glance over here and see what the ETA is and not have to lean in? I can do that with my big screen beyond, and I don't have to lean in, but it is not as sharp. This headset is absolutely sharper. So what I think it is the number of pixels on the panel. That pixel fill makes the headset sharper if you're running it at about the same resolution and the lenses aren't so bad that you've got to run it much bigger than that resolution to get a good image. That's what, like, what it appears like the aspheric lenses. It appears like that's kind of what the deal is that there's so much distortion that you've got to shove that distortion outside of your viewing. But you've got to render all them pixels. So that basically, ooh, that was bad. So that means it's much harder to drive. So what are we doing here? Yeah. It's kind of interesting. That isn't related. That kind of jump, that isn't related. So kind of funny. So that's kind of the differences that I see, you know. So the real question is, was it worth the extra money? I'm glad I bought it. but it isn't like my big screen beyond is a slouch. It is a very, very nice headset. And especially for what I like to do. I mean, I really enjoy showing off VR. Big screen beyond is much easier to pull that off than this one is. That's what I'm finding. So even like right here, I mean, that is a lot of scenery. So what? Yeah. So that isn't bad. I mean, that isn't bad. You know? Still getting some jumping, and I don't know for sure what the cause is. I am running. I reached out to customer support, Pimax customer support, about the I called it jittering, and they sent me a new server file, and that's what I'm running right now. It's better, but it doesn't look like it's quite fixed. So. But what I don't know is I'm running this pretty hard. so I may be asking more of this than what my machine's capable of. So it could be it too. So. But generally, when I look down, watching the ground go by, that's a fairly smooth experience. I don't see a lot of jumping, so when every once in a while, but I'm not moving my head, so that's the difference. So I'm just looking at the ground go by. That's quite smooth. So something new, hopefully you can see it, is in the new X-World Pro. You have there's a cooling tower over there. There's a bunch of smokestacks over there. So the cooling tower, the condensation comes out of them, and the smokestacks have smoke coming out of them. And yep. So if you look at on my G1000 here, you look the wind blowing that way. Well, that's where that's going. It's blowing that way. That's pretty cool. So. How far we got? About 9 minutes. Trying to figure out if I'm going to do a touch and go at this airport or not. Haven't made up my mind yet. The military airport, so I probably really shouldn't be doing a touch and go. But I am in a simulator, so. I also think I can see. It's hard to judge, especially like. I mean, even though I put in this partly cloudy and it says the clouds are up a ways, there's still a haze when you look out far. So that makes it a little tough to judge how far away, can you like see an airport. And so in other words, does the Dream Air, can I see the airport further away? I don't know if I've been able to discern that yet. There is one thing that is absolutely annoying right here. Where is it? Right here. So off both sides of my headset, there's a cord that comes off, and it's summed together with this block of plastic. This is warm. Not hot. As an electrician of, can't remember. 49? No. As an industrial electrician of 45 years, how do I judge too hot? Can you put your hand on that forever? if you can, it's not too hot. It may be hot, but it's not too hot. There's no way I can put my hand, I can not hold my hand on here forever, but it is warm. So it's probably 100, maybe as much as 110. 140, you'd want to pull your hand away. so it is warm. And so I've always wore my cables about like this. So I've always had them across my left, in front of me on my left side. And so it doesn't bother me too much, but it is annoying. Yeah, that's the other thing I can tell when it's not quite performing the way it should perform. Is when I leave it like this, when I see it jumping, then it's not as happy as it should be. Oh, 10 miles out. Oh, there it is right there. Man, that's shimmering like gangbusters. Wow. Alrighty, let me ETNN. Whoops. Oh, the speller. How about ETNN? Well, that's better. 123, 300. I wonder if they'll give me permission. Okay, it's got no way to. We got weather. 06. Right? No. 192419. Let me look. 19 south. Yeah, 19's closer to 24. We'll see if they'll give me permission. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Request touch and go. Runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 24, left hand approved. Report downwind.
Left hand approved. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Hope you guys figure out how tall this thing is. 386, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go over this way, spin around, and reset up for a downwind. 1300 or so at 33. So I get down a little bit. We can pull this off, I think. Oh. Whoops. Whoops. I saw it and I forgot. I didn't forget the low fuel warning. Yes, this is cheating. Just happened to look down here and went, oh, that's not good.
Approaching runway 24.
I'm not so sure if X-Plane always remembered what your last fuel was. I'm thinking it didn't. I'm thinking that when you loaded in a flight that it just give you half tanks or something like that. So, but it appears like now it remembers. I get down to about 2,000, I'm going to level off and kind of trim it for that. So. So as I try to arrest my fin, I pull back on the yoke a little bit. Throw down that trim wheel a little bit, try to relieve the pressure, try to level off here. Yeah, that's not too bad. So it's 2,200, so I'm about 1,000 above. That's okay. I'll go out a little bit, do a little teardrop here. It's still dropping a little bit, not too bad. I gotta get to 1,300, so there's no harm in it. It isn't like it's dropping at 1,000 feet per minute. May go a little faster when I do a turn here, but alrighty, let's roll her around. Try to get lined up for the downwind. Just do a gradual turn here. You can see as I do my turn, my vertical speed increased a little bit. That's why I didn't do a really steep turn, just slow. All I gotta do is get her turned back around here before I see this runway here, and everything is looking really, really, really good. So looks like I've done this once or twice. Ooh, that was bad. All right. Trying to figure out if I want to leave it at this. I'll give it a little bit more power. Not a lot, just a little bit more. If I can get that around, anywhere between 80 and 90 knots here. A little bit above pattern.
Approaching runway 6. Caution! Caution!
Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24 for touch and go. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24 for touch and go. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Bravo Golf, say request.
Request touch and go, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, runway 24, left-hand traffic approved. Report downwind.
Downwind runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Yeah, a little bit high. Not too bad though. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cancel landing intentions.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, landing intention cancelled.
SayIntentions handles that so much better than it used to. I used to have to fight with the controller to kind of like go, let me go. I just wanted to do a touch and go and I'm done. That wasn't too bad an approach and landing. Pretty happy. Loaded a little bit. This yoke, I just enjoy it so much. It just allows you to like just have such control, you know, that you can kind of go like, oh, I don't need to flare it that much, you know. Just keep the nose wheel off the ground, and you know, because that was something when I was learning how to fly. I had a heck of a time, you know. I didn't slam the nose on the ground, but it wasn't as far off the ground as it most of the time should have been. So it took me quite a few landings to figure that out. But I'm kind of almost the opposite now. Just rarely would I ever have the main wheels and the nose wheel hit the same time. That would be a rare occurrence for me. Just something I don't do. Okay, we got 29 miles to go. Looks like 21 minutes to our last airport here. So all in all, other than a rough start, everything seems like it's going quite well. So, alrighty, next airport. Where are we going? EHBK. Oh, looks like we're probably going to land on 21. If the wind's 220, then 21. Oop. Whoa. Like, why does that engine sound so high? Because it was. Especially as it levels off. So it was climbing up, and it needed that power, but once the nose goes over, nope, not anymore. This will be my last stream before I head out to Flight Sim Expo, and I got a do a little bit of yard work around the house, and I've also got to do get packed, and that'll take me a couple of days. But that's all turned out. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Started a little rough, but in the end, it's okay. Yeah, it's like couple of things. X-plane related. There's a ton of shimmering going on that building, and the cooling tower. Just a ton going on in this headset for sure. On the X-World stuff, many of the buildings have trees on top of them. I've been told they're aware, but that's what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing that, and then the other thing I'm seeing is, let me see if I've got the map up here. So that was different. Major highways are missing. So in other words, like a 4-lane highway, they're missing. You will see maybe like a clover leaf at a intersection or something, and then you won't see any more roads. Kind of bizarre, but that also seems to be known. So hopefully they get all that fixed before they release it. So, but I thought I'd spend some time over here in Germany and Belgium, and just to kind of explore a little bit. I haven't ever really flown over here in the sim. I don't think so. I started off from Paderborn. My very first flight sim conference I went to was actually in Paderborn, and I actually was a speaker. So I was talking about my X-SADIC panel plugin, and at the time that was, I certainly wasn't in VR at that time, and so me and Kirsten Leichner, the father of Plywood Lua, I was coming over to actually meet him, and he says, hey, you want to talk at a flight sim conference? And I'm like, oh, so the first one I'm going to go to, I'm going to be a speaker for in Germany. I'm like, I don't know how well this is going to go, but it actually went okay. So I kind of run out of things to say, and he kind of jumped in and helped. So it was okay. It was a cool experience. It was the first time I actually met Philip in person. He was at that flight sim conference. But at the time, Philip lived in Germany at that time, and I had known Philip from programming plugins for some of the planes that he had helped create. We had conversations, so I kind of like him and me had exchanged correspondence before, so it's kind of interesting to meet him in person. Very good setup. Airport. This one. So tower is 119.475. We got a ground? No. No ground. We do have an 8. 1, 2, 4. 580. Oh yeah, those work a lot better.
Session level 50. Advise on initial contact you have information Delta. Maastricht Aachen Airport, information Delta. 1555 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 21. Wind 180 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky clear. Temperature 18, dew point 13. QNH 1013. Transition level 50. Advise on initial contact you have information Delta. On Lima, Maastricht Aachen Airport.
Once I get about 10 miles out, I'm going to drop off the autopilot and get rid of some elevation. So just like the other airport, by the looks of it, yep. Yeah, they're both pretty close to the same. It's 375, the other one's 386. So. Okay. Get a re-ram settled down a little bit. I'm not sure the jitters went away, but 27 to 25, I see it's no longer in the amber, it's white, so that's a good sign. Still got to play with that a little bit and try to figure out where who's eating all my VRAM. All right. So one kind of quirk of my force feedback yoke is when I use the autopilot disconnect, if I don't also click on the flight director and clear all this out, I really don't have full control over the yoke. And if you're trying to control the airplane, that's more difficult. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request landing runway 21. Well, this is not good. So for some reason, even though this airport is not very far away, not showing up on SayIntentions. And the tower frequency I'm using, (119.475), that Avatab is saying, says unknown. There we go. What do you want for tower? Oh, it says 4.8. Okay. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request landing, runway 21.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds 180 at 5, runway 21, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 21, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. All right, got to kind of figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to be going that way. That's cool. Give me a power here. I'll get lined up here. If I was going that way, runway 21, that'd be the right direction. So I'm going to go down here a bit. Turn to get to a downwind, and I'm going to go from there. Going to get me a little bit level right here. Rid of a little bit of airspeed, not a lot. I have to admit, for the type of flying that I enjoy doing, especially like doing this, so I am airports I've never been to before, and being able to interact with air traffic control, that all seems to work quite well. I mean, and kind of what I would hope I'd be able to do is not probably completely real world, but be able to actually come to an airport and then ask permission, like do a landing or doing a touch and go. And I was really surprised about the military airport that it let me do a touch and go there. I was like, yeah, I probably couldn't do that in real life, but actually SayIntentions was okay with it, and the cancel landing intentions, that went okay. So where I had trouble with that before, you know, because kind of something I do is normally 3 airports, touch and go in the middle, and so it's kind of a common thing for me to do. And the fact that SayIntentions has gotten there's a golf course up there, has gotten good enough that it basically takes that in stride. Alrighty. Oh, once again, we're should be at 1300. All right. All right. Rolling around in here.
Approaching runway 3. Caution! Caution!
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 21.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, report base lift.
Report base, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. A little bit wider than normal. I'm a little bit high. Turning base, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with the scenery.
Approaching runway 21.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Beak. Taxi to stand parking 2 at your discretion. Stay with me.
Taxi to stand 2 at my discretion, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. I have no idea where
Approaching runway 21.
I have no idea where stand 2 is. I think I'm on the wrong side of the airport. That's okay. Tower, I'm a little lost. Can you direct me to Park Stand 2, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf?
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Follow the main taxiway ahead. Left at the first intersection, then right to stand parking 2.
Thanks for stopping by, Ralph. That way there is going to take me to the airport. Huh. Well, we'll go over here. That's kind of cool. I know what that is. I haven't say I've seen one in a sim. That's cool. That's how you practice fire. I was actually part of a practice of an airplane that actually had one of them. Not like that, but a fire airplane, and I was one of the victims. That's pretty cool. That's a great way to end the stream. Yeah, I bet you this is not Park Stand 2, but that's okay. We're gonna park here anyhow. Okay, turn the avionics off. Down she goes. Oh, forgot to turn taxi lights on, Bill. All right. That was fun. Yeah. All right. We'll call it a day. And yeah, this went well enough. This will end up on YouTube. So, thanks for all who stopped by. And if anybody watches this later, feel free to say hi at if you're also at Flight Sim Expo. I'll be there. I'll be arriving on Thursday, and then I'm gonna leave on Monday. Monday we're gonna leave and travel. Gotta travel 2 days to get there. I'm gonna leave here on Wednesday and get there on Thursday. Gonna leave on Monday, and I'll get home on Tuesday. So, thanks again. And if you enjoy this crazy VR content, please click on the follow button so that when I do go live, you'll get a notification and you can follow along. Thanks much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.